Alright guys, so welcome to the vlog. Quick important thing to say is I have not yet received the plans from Jeremy, but regardless, today I'm still counting as episode 1 of the 4-week TeamBuendia process because I took my meals very seriously and my shoulder workout very seriously. So right now I'm just gonna take this post-workout meal really quickly, just a protein shake with creatine, mixed berries, obviously protein powder, and some oats. And I'm gonna head to school really quickly. So you guys in a minute are gonna get to see my workout and my earliest meals from the day. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. Please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you guys see the other episodes of the process. Always guys, stay real. Alright guys, so for breakfast and post-workout I had a protein shake with mixed berries and half a cup of old-fashioned oats, and they went for a macro count of 22 grams of carbs, 1 to 5 grams of fat, and 45 grams of protein. For meal number 2, I had a cup and a half of white rice, 7 ounces of flank steak, and 8 asparagus spears, and they went for a macro count of 64 grams of carbs, 20 grams of fat, and 54 grams of protein. My pre-workout meal number 3, I had a cup and a half of white rice, 4 ounces of chicken breast, 2 chicken sausages, and some tomatoes, and they went for a macro count of 70 grams of carbohydrates, 9 grams of fat, and 58 grams of protein. And finally, for my last meal of the day, I had 200 grams of Greek yogurt, 85 grams of blueberries, and I had that meal with a Power Crunch bar, cookies and cream, and it all went for a macro count of 28 grams of carb, 13 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. So in total macronutrients, I had 243 grams of carbohydrates, 51 grams of fat, and 273 grams of protein. Guys, so here's my workout. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on episode 2 of my 4-week process. So right here, I just started with some basic rotation movement, which I'll always do whenever I'm gonna get into any pushing exercise. So right here, I'll do this for 10 minutes, and I'll throw it in with some active stretching, and that's really gonna get me in good warmth and in good position to get into a really good workout. So the first exercise that we're gonna get into is this standing overhead barbell press. Now the reason why I like doing these standing instead of sitting down is because I think that I can isolate my front delts as much as possible when I do them standing, and when I do them sitting I kind of feel like I use my abdomen a lot more and my legs to kind of get a push up. So right here I'm getting a solid 8 to 12 reps on each single set, and that is the most important thing. Get solid reps, that is the most important thing. 8 through 12 on every single exercise. Now I'm using a whole range of motion right here, and I'm not bending my back far back as much so I can isolate those front delts as much as possible, and I'm keeping a good form throughout the whole exercise. And also, if you guys notice here, I am keeping my grip with my thumb under the bar. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna keep the pressure on the bottom part of my palm, and that's gonna take pressure off my finger area, so my wrist won't bend back and I won't have any type of wrist injury. So second exercise that we're gonna jump into is gonna be this dumbbell lateral raises. So there's a couple techniques that you're gonna want to follow when doing this exercise. First, you're gonna want to keep your elbows just a tiny bit above your wrists, and you're not gonna want to go above your shoulder height. So second technique that you need for this exercise is when you bring the dumbbells up, you're gonna want to bend the pinkies up a little bit, so that's gonna allow you to isolate and target the lateral head of your shoulders a lot better. And when you reach the top, also have a short pause at the top and then go back down. And again, we're keeping rep count at 8 to 12 reps, so make sure you're doing a proper weight in which you can do 8 to 12. So now we're targeting the rear delts, and for this exercise, you're gonna want to get an incline bench, and you're gonna do this reverse. So it's gonna be the same thing as the side lateral raises. At the top, you're gonna bring your pinky up, and we're gonna do this exercise for 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Now moving on to our fourth exercise, we're gonna do this hammer strength overhead press. So what I did here is I started with one plate and got a solid 12 reps. Then I moved to two plates and got as many as possible. And then right now I moved to three plates and just went until failure with a good spot. So going really heavy on this exercise actually allowed me to break muscle fibers really well and get my shoulders on a really good pump. So I consider this exercise one of my favorites for doing shoulders just because I can really isolate the front delt of my shoulders and it's gonna get my shoulders really good blood flow. Moving on to another lateral movement. Now we're gonna use the cables to do side lateral raises, but we're only gonna isolate one arm. So we're gonna do right arm 12 reps and then we're gonna move to our left arm and then we're gonna do another 12 reps. Again, right here, make sure you're keeping your elbows just a tiny bit over your wrist, and when you reach the top, try to bend your pinky up as much as possible. Like I said before, that's gonna really isolate that lateral head of your delt, and that's gonna give you a lot of pump. So right here, I'm moving on to this reverse seated fly, targeting the real delts. So right here, I'm not sitting down, I'm actually standing and keeping my chest pressed against the back of the seat. So that's gonna give me a lot better contraction and it's gonna allow me to target the real delts much better. So we're finishing shoulder day with 3 sets of lateral raise 21s. So the reason why I'm doing lateral head again is because I want to keep developing that part of my shoulder so I can get much wider shoulder caps. So right here you're going to do 7 reps with your right arm, 7 reps with your left arm, and then you're going to do 7 reps altogether. So make sure that when you're doing one arm, you keep the other arm lifted up at shoulder height.